I have a little bit of a confession. I have basically not ridden a bike for the past month. Between work, between kids' school events, it's the holiday season, remodeling my basement, I have had zero time. Normally, even with all of that going on, I would still have time because I could either get up early and go in the morning before I really started working, or I could go at night after work, after dinner, whatever. I could make that work. But it's kind of the darkest part of the year right now. The sun really doesn't rise till 7:45, 8 a.m. And then it's dark before 5 o'clock at night. So it's pretty much the whole day. It can be hard to work up the motivation to go ride at night. It's cold and it's a pretty different experience to riding in the daylight if you've never gone. That's not to say that it's a bad thing, but you gotta have a little bit extra motivation to do it. Luckily, I just got something that I think is gonna make me pretty motivated to go out there and ride. This right here is the MagicShine MJ-902S. And the reason this is so exciting for me is because this is primarily a helmet light. I know it's got that right there, so it can go on your handlebars, but my plan is to use this on my helmet. As long as I've been biking, I've basically had this light right here. This is a Cat Eye Volt 1200. It's super bright, 1200, might be dead. 1200 lumens, 3 different modes, or 4 different modes, I guess. But super bright, really great light. It really works best on my handlebars. I use this a lot when I was commuting, road riding, and it is an incredible light. Really good battery life, and it's all, one compact unit. That said, when you're gonna ride on trails, you need something that's gonna follow where you're looking. And that's where a helmet light is really useful. Because this does a great job at lighting down the trail, but your bike isn't always pointing the way that you're looking. And so to have something on your helmet as well is really a game changer. So let's open this thing up, see what it's like. Nice. Okay, so this is the battery pack, which I don't love necessarily, but when I'm gonna ride at night, I'm gonna either have a hip pack or a backpack on, so not the end of the world, but it's USB rechargeable right here. Oh, there's a way to check the battery. Let's see. Fully charged, but USB rechargeable. Okay, so here's the light itself. See right there. And it's got this Garmin style quick mount. So there's the mount right there. So basically it goes right there, snaps in, it's good to go. So got a little hex wrench. This, oh, look at all these accessories. These are different straps, ways to strap it down. On this side, you pull this off. Then you take this, clips in. Oh, gotta have it the right way. That's in. Then you plug the light in. So this has a whole bunch of different modes. So I didn't fully understand how to switch between all of the modes until I was on the ride itself. So I recorded this later of how to switch between each one. So let's jump into that really quick. And then we'll get back to me going through the unboxing and setup. This is the DRL mode. This is the lowest mode. It just uses these top LEDs right here. It's not super bright, but it's kind of more of a floodlight. A single click in this mode isn't gonna do anything. If you double click, it'll get you to turn the right LED on. Once you're in with that light on, if you do a single click, that one will get brighter and brighter until it switches back to the lowest. Double click again, it's gonna switch over to the other side. Same thing, single clicks will cycle through that. Then you double click again, turns both of them on. Again, single click all the way through there up to the absolute brightest setting, which is very bright. That's the 3000 lumen setting. And then double click again and it switches into this flashing mode, and there's 2 different flashes. And then double click on out and you're back to the original one. So what I'm gonna do now is be really committed and stick this right up here. So do this, go for it right there. So now what I can do is slide this in here, like that. Push this down, and then stick this right on here. I intentionally have it this way so that, because I'm not going to be pointing it straight up. I'm mostly going to be pointing it forward and probably down. And I'll stick this through here. And now my helmet is good to go with a light. So this will go off, go into my backpack. So the plan for tomorrow is actually to go test this out. I'm gonna have this cat eye on the handlebars and then this on here. I'm gonna take the Mayor tomorrow because there's potentially snow up in the mountains. So I wanna, be prepared for whatever, have the fat tires on and get out for a good ride. So see you in the morning. All right, I lied to you guys. It's not the next morning, it's the next night. I'm here at the Mod S Trail in Butte. Right now, this is just the cat eye on the lowest setting. It does a good job, but once I get to a corner, that's where it really struggles. It's not as big of a deal when you're climbing. You can see right there, it's kind of facing the wrong direction. When you're climbing, you're not going as fast, so it's not a huge deal. It's when you're descending that it becomes a real problem, because hopefully you're not just following, looking straight ahead, but you're looking down the corner, down the trail, anticipating what's coming up. Having a light on your helmet, it's gonna follow that. Let's see what this MagicShine looks like. Whew. Wow, that's bright. Let's see what setting we're on. The lowest setting on the dual LED. Wow, I have light for days. Yeah, see the difference there? The light goes where my head does. So far, one thing I don't like is I wish the cable to the battery was probably 6 inches longer. That'd be more than enough, but if it was even just a couple inches longer, it'd make a difference. It's just a little bit awkward with it in the backpack. It makes it a little awkward to have your helmet on and your backpack to get both of those on at the same time. Man, that's amazing though. What a huge difference. Let's turn this one off. Even just this is super helpful. It's pretty directed, but you get enough around that it lights things up. I don't know if that's because of that thin LED strip on the top. It's like the DRL light. This lowest setting, honestly, you can get away with this. I can't think of a lot of scenarios where you'd want brighter or have to have brighter, I guess, but we'll see once I'm descending. We're not gonna go too far up here, but we'll go up here, go through some switchbacks, so that we get a good idea of how this feels. All right, I'm gonna call it here. I think this will give us a good indication of what it's like descending. I'm gonna move it up one click. And I'm gonna leave this on the lowest mode. So let's see how it goes. Woo! Oh yeah, this is awesome. Not having to slow down or hesitate at all due to the brightness. I can see totally fine. I'm just unfamiliar with the trail, so. Woo! Okay, it's starting to snow a little bit. I'm gonna turn this light off for a second so you can see it's dark, first of all. This is what it looks like when you only have it on the handlebars. Another thing I'm noticing is because it's so much lower than my head, it casts bigger shadows.
can see that right there, and how it doesn't follow the turn. But yeah, there's long shadows because it's at such a low angle. Oh, this is a switchback. Okay, so now let's do just the headlamp. To be fair, it's on the medium as well. Kind of reminds me of how some headlights on some fancy cars, they turn as you turn the steering wheel. That's what this reminds me of a little bit. But see how the shadow is not nearly, the shadows aren't nearly as long. It's coming down more at it like that. Even if I point it up, farther out ahead of the bike, it's not nearly as shadowy. One thing I'll note is it's not heavy. It's like 78 grams or something. So that basically means you don't feel it on your head so much. I mean, it's a little bit heavier than your helmet normally is, but if I had a different light that was this bright up there and had the batteries integrated, it would be a pretty weird feeling. I'd be feeling my head kind of pulling side to side. Well, that was short and sweet, but I'm so out of shape after that month of finishing the basement and work and stuff, so it was good to get out for a ride. Let's head back to the shop. Back from my ride, back in the shop. I have to say, I am very happy with this. In the dead of winter, it is dark most of the time, it seems like, so having a good light setup is really helpful if I'm gonna be able to ride. I really only used a couple of the settings, but I think realistically, most people are gonna find one or two settings that they actually like, and that's what they're gonna use most of the time. The two settings I switched between were with both LEDs on. I'd switch between the economical mode, which is 450 lumens. It says the battery life's 14 hours on that. And then I went up to the low setting, which is actually 1,000 lumens, and that's supposed to last 6 hours. So once you get up into the high with both LEDs on, that's 3,000 lumens, hour-and-a-half battery life. But really, I don't think I'd ever really need that. So this is a great light. It's lightweight. The things that I would probably change on it, again, are just a longer cord here. As you can see in the backpack, I have it coming out of the hole where the camelback normally comes out. And it, it's just a quick snap together. But if this was, a few inches longer at minimum, up to 6 inches longer, probably maximum, it would make a huge difference. I've always enjoyed riding at night, but just having one on the handlebars really only works if you're on the road or maybe gravel. Once you get mountain biking, having a light on your helmet, either as the only light or along with a handlebar light, is just incredible. I had considered getting a trainer for the winter. I mean, I live in a really cold place and, with it being dark, but I think this is a much better investment. It's a lot cheaper and it really gets me outside still. So very happy with this. Again, it's the MJ-902S bike light, and I'm excited to get out there and ride. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.